Good morning, everyone. We are so excited to have each and every one of you here with us today, and we hope that you're going to have a great time at Fall Leadership Conference today. Before we get started with some introductions, we actually wanted to do a quick little activity with you all. So raise your hand if you've ever been in a situation where someone wasn't listening to you. All of us, right? Not doesn't feel too good, does it? Okay, now raise your hand if you've ever been in a situation where you weren't listening to someone else. Go ahead, raise your hands. Be honest.
Okay, now raise your hand if you've ever had conflict with someone. Yep. Now raise your hand if you've ever had conflict magically solve itself without any communication. Wouldn't that be nice, huh? Well, as you develop as an officer, as a leader, as a person, there are going to be times when you need to have difficult conversations. They're not always easy, and you might not know what to say, but that's exactly what we're here to talk about today.
But before that, we're actually going to do some quick introductions. So, my name is Raven Owens. I am a senior from Edmond Santa Fe High School, and I serve as your Oklahoma DECA Vice President of Leadership. One fun fact about me is that I've read over 100 books so far this year. I know I'm a huge bookworm.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Carter Clark. I am a sophomore at Stratford High School, and I am your Oklahoma Business Professionals of America historian and chaplain. I enjoy all things photography and modeling. I love being behind the camera. I love being in front of the camera, teaching how to pose. I love all of that. But now that you know a little bit about us, we're going to jump straight into it, and Miss Raven is going to teach us about effective communication.
Alrighty. So communication is something that we will do for the rest of your life. There's no getting around it. You'll have to communicate with your advisor, your boss, your friends, your family. The list goes on and on. And in all of these conversations, there are 6 general principles and or tips that you should follow to ensure that your conversation is the most productive that it can possibly be. For starters, you need to be clear and concise. Miscommunication tends to happen when people don't understand you, so they misinterpret what you're saying. In discussions, make sure that you know what you're going to say before you say it, so that your mouth doesn't get ahead of your mind. Secondly, you need to be aware of your tone. It's not just what you say that matters, it's also how you say it. For example, let's say Carter and I were in a discussion and he introduces an idea for a new shirt and I go, "Oh my god, Carter, I love that idea." Right, you see what I'm saying? That sounds so disingenuous. So when you're talking, make sure to add some emotion to your voice, add some inflection. You want to make sure that the person you're talking to knows that you care. And then thirdly, you need to make sure you're open-minded. If you go into any discussion with your mindset firm on what you want already, you're not going to listen to anyone else. And you're actually going to miss out on a lot of good ideas that your other team members are presenting. So while it's okay and encouraged to have ideas of your own, make sure that you're taking the time to listen to other people's ideas as well.
Absolutely. Principle number 4, try to remove all conversation fillers. This is a big one. Conversation fillers include anything from like to and even anything like this. We're going to want to have to work on removing it. This will really benefit you your whole life, not just in BPA and DECA. Don't be nervous. Really be confident in what you're saying. Principle number 5, practice having conversations. This is probably one of the biggest tips we can give anyone here. Practice. Make sure you're keeping eye contact with the person you're talking to. Try not to fidget or move around too much. And above all else, make sure you are clear in what you say. I call it the 3 C's. Be confident, clear, and concise. Practice talking to your family, to your friends, to your coworkers, or even in a mirror. Make sure you're following all those rules. Do that a few times and you're set. I've done it. Raven's done it. All the state executive council teams have done it. It really, really does work. And finally, principle 6, take time to understand what you have to say. Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes our mouths get ahead of our brains, right? Has that ever happened to anyone? Yeah. Well, we need to make sure we know what we're saying and that we're delivering correct information. If we accidentally or even nervously are speaking and stating incorrect information, it could really affect the team or the quality of the project. Rambling or guessing information could overall put different people on different pages. And as Raven and I will very, very hardly, strongly encourage you, make sure everyone's on the same page. It can cause small issues, it may cause big ones. Remember, think before we speak.
Absolutely, absolutely. And all of these tips are amazing in their own right, but there is one piece of advice that surpasses them all. For all of my student council kids in the building, this is actually something that I learned from my council. In case you didn't know, there actually is a right way you should be listening to people. And it goes like this. First, you listen with your eyes, then with your heart, then with your ears. Let me say it again. First, you listen with your eyes, then with your heart, then with your ears. Allow me to explain. So, first, you listen with your eyes. You need to make sure that you are 100% focused on the person who is talking. Don't be scrolling through social media. Don't be playing with your hair. Don't be daydreaming out the window. Make eye contact with the person speaking so that they know they have your full attention. Next, you listen with your heart. I said this earlier and I'll say it again. You have to be willing to hear other people out. Although you might disagree with them or you just maybe don't want to listen to them that day, you should still treat people with the same level of respect that you would want them to treat you with. And lastly, listen with your ears. And notice how I said listen, not just hear. Don't just hear what they're saying, listen to what they're saying. Take time to actually understand the point they're trying to get across. Don't be thinking about what you're going to say next or how you're going to respond. Just listen and hear what they have to say. I guarantee if you listen in these steps, your conversation will be 10 times more productive.
I 100% agree, Miss Raven. Now I want to show you how to take the advice that we just gave you and use it in your positions. No matter if you're representing your graduating class, your school, your district, your state, your nation, no matter what, you will always use these. Number one, be an organized and effective communicator with your whole team. As Raven and I have previously stated, you want to have everyone on the same page, even if that is, hey, Raven, I'm going to work on slides 1 through 12. Can you work on slides 13 through 24? Thank you. With that being said, it can be difficult to communicate with bigger groups of people. So that's when you need to be organized. That's when that comes to fruition. Write down what you said to each person, or at least have a text and email chain you can go back and see what you said. Number 2, be prepared to have difficult conversations and resolve conflict. That, I believe, is one of the hardest parts of being a true professional. You don't have to be rude, snobby, or anything like that. You can politely talk to the person or persons involved and say these main things so they know what they can do and what you can do to help resolve the issue. How are you feeling? Why are you feeling it? And how can you both or all resolve it? If you all work together with each other and have good communication, it'll be a quick and easy fix. Also, quick note, if you're a president or a leader of your team, you may be told to help resolve conflict. And in that case, go back and do those same 3 questions. Lastly, number 3, be empathetic and support your team members. You will create a professional relationship with the people in your team, but you should strive to connect with them personally. Become friends with them, speak with them outside your team environment. Have fun with your team members. This will help you understand where they're coming from and why they believe in their opinions. Do this so when you're making decisions or help making decisions, that you're not offending anyone and you're really feeling what they're feeling. You're stepping into their shoes. Now, with that being said, we're on to the fun part. Yes, we're going to be testing you over everything we've taught, and Miss Raven is going to go ahead and explain the rules for us.
Alrighty, so essentially during this activity, you are going to have to find a partner and you both are going to have to resolve some sort of conflict using the effective communication skills that you were just taught. You're only going to have 2 minutes to make a compromise with your partner, so make sure to work quickly and efficiently. Each round, you will have to find a new partner and solve a new scenario.
Go ahead and find your partner. and we're going to get started. I'm going to read the scenario, and since this is virtual, you can just go ahead and pause it. And then when you guys are ready, we will read the next scenario for you. Now, scenario number 1. Partner B wants to have a meeting every Wednesday. Partner A is unavailable for meetings on Wednesdays. How would you resolve this?
Alrighty, for scenario 2, partner A is really outspoken and talkative about their ideas. Partner B is not as outspoken, so they feel overlooked and underappreciated. How would you resolve this?
Scenario number 3. Partner A really wants a red t-shirt for this year's chapter t-shirt, but partner B hates the color red. How would you resolve this?
Scenario 4. Partner A feels like they're doing all of the work and their team member is not carrying their weight. Partner B has been going through a really difficult time, so they have been unable to complete their duties. How would you resolve this?
Finally, scenario number 5. Partner B is upset at partner A, so they rant about it to someone else. Partner A eventually hears about it and gets really upset. How would you all resolve this?
Alrighty, that wraps up our presentation for today. I just want to thank you all again for coming to our workshop and giving us a little bit of your time to talk your ears off.
If you want to stay connected with us after FLC ends, both mine and Raven's emails and Instagram accounts are listed above, so make sure you shoot us an email sometime if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or drop us a follow on our Instagram accounts. It'd be highly appreciated. Thank you all again for listening to us today, and have a great rest of your day.
Bye.